and Pako here.
That's right. Here we are, early June in northwestern Massachusetts. It's a bright sunny day. Today, we're going to see, just as an experiment, what we can find that's edible and really pretty delicious and nutritious along a short stretch of roadside. Hey Paco, where did you go? So, we are looking for plants that might be familiar to you, that are relatively common in much of the northern United States, in parts of Europe and elsewhere in the world. Plants that are easily overlooked, but that grow in great abundance because roadsides, of course, are often sunny. Just a tip, don't forage for edible wild plants along busy roads with lots of traffic. Look for a quiet road where the plants are unlikely to be full of car exhaust pollution. So what do we have here? A plant that you'll find in great abundance along roadsides and in fields, lambs' quarters, also called pigweed. It's another common name. Note these diamond-like leaves. They're a bit fleshy. The leaves can be steamed or boiled just a little bit. Once the seeds appear, the greenish seeds, further into the spring, you can grind the seeds into like a breakfast gruel or into a flour. Just another close-up of lamb's quarters here. What is Paco trying here?
Wait, you're recording?
I am recording, Paco.
Oh, okay.
Now let's hone in on this plant. What we have here, now you might not find a lot of this along roadsides. Black mustard, that's right. The leaves are large in this case, so unlike garlic mustard, another member of the mustard family, garlic mustard being more of an invasive species and more bitter, black mustard leaves really do taste like the mustard, hot mustard that most of us know. So you can add them to soups, you can use them in so many different ways, these leaves. Notice how lobed the leaves are. You know, not sharply, and the underside of the leaves are a bit prickly, by the way, to use mustard. And where you find mustard like this growing, you'll find quite a bit of it on even a single plant, large leaves. This one is about 2 feet high here. And growing beside the black mustard, lots and lots of garlic mustard, which we've covered before. You'll find a lot more of that on roadsides. I mean, really all over the place. We had some in our pasta last night, garlic mustard. But it's not quite as pleasantly mustardy. Here's one we didn't even plan on identifying. Mostly you'll find this on your lawns, dandelion. A bit bitter, but you'll find more vitamin A in dandelion than you will in carrots. And just a couple feet from the mustards and some dandelion that we just found is Queen Anne's lace or wild carrot. No flowers yet. And this is something you definitely want a field guide to help you identify, because you don't want to confuse it with, say, poison hemlock. I mean, of course, once you know wild carrot or Queen Anne's lace well, and especially if you see the flowers in the later spring that have a tiny purple dot in the middle of them often. That's why it's called Queen Anne's lace, because Queen Anne pricked her finger and that's her blood. Then you really, really can't misidentify this plant. But take a leaf, smell it. Okay, that's wild carrot. All right. So, if you're positive you identified it, you're sure you're not gonna kill yourself, add these leaves to soup. This is basically carrot. Paco is here working like the devil to dig up the wild carrot so we can look at the root, which, as we will see momentarily, does not look orange and is not big like that of the store-bought carrot you are so familiar with, but that you can add to soups, you can chop up. Here we have the wild carrot leaves, and here we have the root that Pako so kindly dug up for us. Even the root's not so bad. So does it have a woody core, or I mean, is it anything like a store-bought carrot? It's much smaller, of course, in this case.
It tastes like it.
It does taste like it, yeah. I mean, my favorite part of the wild carrot is, frankly, the leaves, which you can just eat raw or add to salads or soup.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just like carrot leaves that you can buy in a store. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Pako has gotten too much screen time here, so Paulo is here to tell you all about goldenrod. I believe this is sweet goldenrod, but various types of goldenrod can be used to make a tea. And right now it's still a bit too early in the season here where we are in Northwest Massachusetts for the flowers to be seen. But when you do see the flowers, then you really can't mistake goldenrod. They're big and yellow. Even without the flowers, goldenrod is fairly easy to identify. Grows on roadsides and fields. The leaves are parallel veined, a little bit toothed, long and narrow, and they are aromatic. They make a really, really good tea, as do the flowers. Goldenrod. What do we have here? Buttercups. Oh, how sweet, how cute, how edible. Oh, no, no, no. Buttercups, these little glossy flowers, 5 to 7 petals. If you eat them, the acrid poison they contain will cause intestinal irritation. Who knows what might happen to you. So just look at buttercups, maybe include them in a bouquet you give to someone, but do not eat them. Last but not least, Pako's favorite all-time green leafy wild plant. And what's that, Pako?
Daisy leaves.
Daisy leaves. Look at those. Sweet, nutty, tasting daisy leaves. Most of you will recognize the daisy, or at least most of you who live in places where daisies grow in the wild, or those of you who have been to a florist and bought daisy bouquets. I would not recommend eating the leaves off of those, because you never know what plants that florists have been treated with. Do a close-up of these daisy leaves. Here they are. They're small, at least those of daisies that grow in the wild. This is really one of nature's best wild snacks. Daisy leaves are just incredibly nutty, sweet flavored. Oh my gosh. Good. Hey Pako, where did you go? Pako, come on back here. We gotta say goodbye to everyone, okay? Come on, come on. Okay, say bye, Pako.
Bye.
Bye. And let this be the end. Pako, you burped.